This is Burn Awareness Week, and Paul Schwartzman is with the Finger Lakes Regional Burn Association here to talk about how common burn injuries are and what help is available locally. Thanks for your time. Important issue to raise some awareness about. Tell us about the Burn Association and the services you provide to people of all ages.
All right. Well, firstly, the Burn Association is a small non-for-profit supported by donations and a great team of volunteers. We've been around now for just about 25 years. And what we do is really provide support for burn survivors of all ages. Most people really misunderstand the severity of a burn injury and the longevity of a burn injury, and it really can be a lifelong injury. We try to be there really from the point of injury, really starting to work with the injured individual and their families, really at the point of admission. What the Burn Association tries to do is then really provide a continuity of care through time. The hospital is amazing in terms of the initial treatment, but then the work begins.
I also don't think we understand how common burn injuries are. Take a look at these numbers. Nationally, 450,000 people are treated for burn injuries. 45,000 require extended hospital stays. And here locally in Rochester, the Kessler Burn Trauma Unit admits about 200 people every year, treats almost 3,000 people for burn injuries on an outpatient basis. And this is Burn Awareness Week, and your focus is on scalding burns and preventing those. Could you elaborate on that for me, Paul?
Certainly. Burn Awareness Week, one of the prevention aspect is scalds. We know that particularly younger children on the age of 5 and the elderly at highest risk for scald burns, and that's usually when we're cooking. It's hot liquids, hot foods, those moments when we're really not expecting it, maybe when we're holding a toddler in our arms and you go for that great bowl of ramen noodles or that hot cup of coffee and the child in your arms, unknowingly kind of grabs, and then we're talking very high temperature.
We just saw some pictures from Ali Tui is doing a special report tonight on News 8 at 11, telling the story of 3 local people of different ages all living with burn injuries. You got to see Ali's story. What did you take away from it?
Well, 3 incredibly brave people who really show us the way and show us that the recovery is possible, but it requires lots of support and dedication by loved ones and the support of our burn camp, the young adult work, the adult support groups, and with that team, amazing things can happen.
They are very brave people, and you can see that story tonight on News 8 at 11 o'clock. And we've also got a lot of information about the Finger Lakes Regional Burn Association and information that maybe will protect somebody in your family. Please go to rochesterhomepage.net and look for this story under news headlines. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Well, it's something you're taught as a child, that fire prevention and burn injuries that can come along with fire. Yet every year, 450,000 people are treated for burn injuries. 45,000 of those require hospital stays. And in Rochester, the Kessler Burn Trauma Unit admits an average of 200 people every year. It also treats nearly 3,000 on an outpatient basis. Tonight, Ali Tui shares the brave stories of 3 burn survivors.
The Finger Lakes Regional Burn Association has been around since 1989, and in that time they have helped hundreds of burn survivors, including the 3 people you're about to meet. As you'll hear, each have cheated death and overcome a lot to be here today. Their accidents weren't the result of reckless behavior either. In fact, their stories could easily be any one of ours.
Life is great. Life is really good.
Marie Gefell is a proud wife, mother, sister, and she's also a burn survivor.
It's something that I never thought would ever happen.
One day, a single moment changed Anne-Marie's life forever.
Both my sisters saved my life.
That was more than 30 years ago, yet she remembers it like it was yesterday. She was grilling hot dogs for lunch and used gasoline to light the grill. I
took the can and I tipped it, and there literally was maybe a couple little ounces of it in the can, and the can went whoo and exploded. I hate that sound of that whoo. It's a sound I will never forget.
Anne-Marie's body was burned from her chest down.
Do you think once you're burned, you get healed at the hospital, they get you on your way and they send you off, and that's really when the real work starts.
She's gone through countless surgeries, but that's nothing compared to her emotional change. She doesn't worry about the small challenges, and she's also gotten involved with the Finger Lakes Regional Burn Camp for Kids, where her story is just like theirs.
That's it right there for bending backwards.
Joe Cenzi also volunteers at the camp.
That's good. Okay, start down.
Nearly 3 years ago, this car mechanic was involved in an explosion at his shop.
I thought I was gonna die, and at one point I did die, and they brought me back.
Back, push and stretch.
Joe was in a coma for a month. He suffered second and third degree burns on 40% of his body. He's had a dozen surgeries and still has several to go. The 48-year-old hasn't returned to work, but he's getting there. He takes life one day at a time.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm perfect proof of it.
And to top it off, he wore a high silk hat.
Doris Muczinski's daughter, Nicole, has a minor form of autism. During a family vacation to Ohio in 2006, Nicole was inside the family camper when the stove exploded. 33% of Nicole's body was burned.
And I was so happy that I didn't lose an arm or lose a leg. That was a very good thing.
She doesn't remember much from the accident.
It's just like uncomfortable. I mean, like if you get burned, you don't want to talk about it.
And make no mistake, Doris says people ask questions about Nicole's appearance.
I don't know if people are afraid it's catching or they're just curious or what it is, but it makes her pretty uncomfortable. It definitely changes your life forever.
Now, for more information on the Finger Lakes Regional Burn Association and Burn Awareness Week, just head to our website, rochesterhomepage.net, and look for this story on the front page. Allie Toohey, News 8.